Good morning, class. Welcome back after summer break. And today, here we will discuss the topic which we started earlier, constitutional design. And in this, particularly, we know that we had discussed South Africa constitution and why do we need constitution. Now, to continue that topic, we'll take the part of that topic, the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly, it was the particular main topic of this chapter, because when constitution was written, there was a great role of the freedom fighters, the people who were involved in drafting the constitution. So here one of the activity you see that it is regarding the Constituent Assembly, and the sketch of the leaders we have seen earlier that is given who were involved in that assembly. So, who were the makers of the constitution, Indian constitution? You find that here very brief sketch of some of the leaders who played an important role in making of the constitution. The drafting of the document is called the constitution was done by assembly of the elected representative. It's called Constituent Assembly. Election of the Constituent Assembly were held in 1946, we know this, and the first meeting was held in December 1946. Soon after, the country was divided into India and Pakistan. We know that the raids took place in this particular year, and when India got partition from Pakistan and it became a separate country. Pakistan became a separate country, the Muslim country, because of their religion only, and the Constituent Assembly was also divided into the Constituent Assembly and in of India and Pakistan. And the Constituent Assembly who wrote the Indian Constitution had 299 members. Assembly adopted the Constitution on 26 November 1949 and it came into effect 26 January 1950. We know that this much of time it took to come in front of the people, and because of what diversity of our country, and everything was included on behalf of the people by the Constituent Assembly leaders. So to mark this day, we celebrate 26 January as a Republic Day every year. So the reason behind why should we accept this? So here some of the facts before you, that they are that Constituent Assembly was framed by Constituent Assembly setup. We know that in Cabinet Mission Plan in 1946, Assembly consisted of 389 members representing provinces 292, states 93, the Chief Commissioner provinces that and Balochistan. This was regarding the Constituent Assembly earlier. The Assembly held first meeting on December 6, 1946, and it declared Dr. Rajendra Prasad as a chairman, and Constituent Assembly was also divided into Constituent Assembly of India and Pakistan. It is the pre-picture of that particular when means India got independence, that had happened. Then afterwards what happened, the Constituent Assembly wrote Indian Constitution with 299 members, and Assembly adopted the Constitution on 26 November to that is 1949, and but came into effect of January 26, 1950, Republic Day. And these were the assembly members, and you see in the book also they have been given. There are some questions like why should we accept the constitution made by the Constituent Assembly more than 69 years, means 70, more than 70 years have been passed, and we are still believing in the document what is our constitution. Many countries of the world have had to rewrite their constitution afresh because of the basic rules were not accepted to all the major social groups of the political parties, means other than India. It happens in every country, we have discussed in the previous chapters, like because the leaders, the people who are ruling, they change the constitution of their own comfort and convenience. In some of the countries, the constitution existed as a mere piece of paper, means they don't believe, and according to their own comfort they use the constitution, and prior to be the leader or means they govern the country, they change the constitution. So no one actually follows it, and the experience of our constitution is different. When we talk about our constitution, it is totally different. How? Because we did not change. Amendments we have done, but we did not change the constitution. The structure, the basic features are same as they had written before the long period ago. No large social groups or the political parties has ever questioned the legitimacy of the constitution. Is still legitimacy means whatever the legality of this constitution is, that it is true and everyone believes in that. So this is an usual achievement for any constitution, means unusual achievement. If we talk about, we compare the constitution of India and other, it is means it is different from other. So we back to that particular text of our NCERT. So we know that what had happened. We will discuss in these particular points. Why should we accept the constitution made by these assembly more than 6 decades ago? I told you that more than 70 years we are believing in this system. Why? So we have already noted one reason above. Constitution does not reflect the view of its member alone, means it is not of one member, it reflects the all people of India. So the representative who had written, who drafted it, it is there not of them, it is not all the personal of them, it is all of the people who live in India. So it expressed a broad consensus of its have had rewrite their constitution afresh. This particularly we have discussed and we know about it. It is unusual. Okay? It is unique. When we talk about our constitution, the basic rules were not acceptable to all the major social group in the political parties. In some other countries, when we talk about, and the constitution exists as a mere piece of paper for them, but in our country it is not like. So no one actually follows it. The experience of our constitution is different. Over the last half of the century, several groups have questioned some of the provisions of constitution, but no large social group or the political parties has ever questioned the legitimacy of our constitution. So elected member mainly of this existing provincial legislature that we mentioned above, this ensures a fair geographical share member from all the region of the country, means that the constitution which we have today, it is not a specific one or two group or a particular segment of society, but it is of all. The assembly was dominated by the Indian National Congress, and the party that led the Congress freedom struggle. We know that earlier, before independence, there was only one party in India, that was Congress, and that particularly initiated towards this. So but the Congress itself included a variety of political groups and opinion. The assembly had many members who did not agree with the Congress. So in social terms too, the assembly represented members from different language group, caste, classes, religion and occupations, means all members of society are included in this. So even if the Constituent Assembly was elected by the universal adult franchise, I think everyone knows about what is universal adult franchise, means the person who is 18 years old that is particularly involved in the politics of country. So its composition would have to have been the very different, and Constituent Assembly worked in a systematic, open, consensual manner. Consensual manner means after a lot of thinking, a lot of discussion, think over the problem, this had happened. So first, some basic principles were decided and agreed upon. Then drafting committee chaired by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, B.R. Ambedkar, prepare a draft constitution for discussion. several rounds of through discussions took place on the draft constitution. Means it was not in a single discussion, but after many discussion it had happened. So by the close, more than 2000 amendments, remember, more than 2000 amendments took place. And means whenever discussion took place, there were lots of blemishes, lots of you can say lack in that particularly. So it was done by the discussion. The member of deliberated for 114 days continuously, spread over the 3 years. Means continuously approximately 3 years the discussion took place. Every document presented and every work spoken in the Constituent Assembly, every word spoken in the assembly, it was recorded at that time. You can believe that today we have many facilities, it is easily can be done, but think about the period of 1950s when it was done. Whatever the words spoken in the assembly, it was recorded until it is present. So these are called the Constituent Assembly debates. When printed, these debates are bulky volumes. In this debates provide the rationale behind means a lots of thinking, conversation, logic behind there, and every provision of the constitution. So means everything which is written, which is preserved in our constitution, it is after a great and deep discussion. So these are used to interpret the meaning of the constitution. Means that particularly when we know about what is the constitution, the value of constitution we can have by this. So I take you back to the some figure and facts, that is we have discussed that it came into the effect on 26th of January, that we celebrate Republic Day every year, and it came into effect in 1950s. You must remember this date, and the questions already we have discussed why we give so much importance to our constitution when we compare the constitution of our country and the constitution of other countries. So now another some facts are there, that means like the Constitution Assembly represent the people of India, because by the people, of the people, for the people, everyone knows this is the definition, and it represents the people of India. It was elected mainly by the member of existing provincial legislature. Provincial legislature means earlier when we did not have many states, like whatever the reason we had, like Punjab, Maharashtra, Gujarat. So these all the reason particularly, it is behalf of them. So assembly represented members from the different language groups, we have discussed this. So the Constitution Assembly, like particularly as recently we read about the Constitution of India, this beautiful picture has been given for you. So we can see this, and we know that this is main important thing, that is these particular things you see that it is in 12 bulky volumes, and debates continue, and everything like constitution, these are used interpret the meaning of the constitution. So this was all about the this particular topic, the Constituent Assembly. Hope you understand it well. So take the reading, try to understand the chapter so that you can write well and take out the MCQs from this taught paragraph. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.